especially with all of the Killjoy utility going to be the alarm system for that startup pop, and the nanostorms could also be a part of this. Aldrone is on the way in. Cloudburst will allow babybay in, but there's the split up. Babybay actually takes a lot of chewing damage as well. Paranoia not really going to be able to land, and Dicey actually just kept walking through the nanostorm. I thought for sure he was going to stay out of it, but not the case at all. So now all of a sudden the defense really starts to wreak havoc, although Poised does bounce back just a touch, getting us to a 1v1 with ShahZaM. After all the trades at Heaven do eventually come through, Spike will be collected. As ShahZaM continues to play over towards the left side at Tree, he will be suppressed, but Poised may not know that this is a flank. He may think he's in front of him, and that seems to be the case. There's the cross on the corner. ShahZaM finds the free kill, and G2 take the pistol.
It's just been sharpened over time by Poised's in-game leadership and coaching. Wow. But Oxy playing a forward angle, able to catch Dicey there, shuts down half of this attack.
Yeah, and then dapr is, oh goodness, just staying concealed in the corner for what felt like way too long. Nearly got 2 eliminations from that position. Oxy dashes away and finds himself now stuck at back archway, or is this one of those situations that he's not stuck with you, you're stuck with him? Pistol now out as he gets a second kill. The flash allows him to dash forward. Oh my God, Oxy, what have you just done?
They're playing together at tree position defensively so they can play retake if they need to. As now that mid-pressure comes in, that market door gets broken, and now FaZe make their intentions known, flashing and dashing in, as they're also well known for.
Dude, these nanos. More chip damage onto Supa and babybay this time. Most of it going towards the armor, not necessarily the health pool. And then the fragment on top of it, that's the spike down. Knives are now out as ShahZaM is dealing with pressure towards the backside, but it is Supa who's able to tally up 2. At this point, you stay away from Oxy at all costs, as he just dives in, eludes Rossy, gets a kill now. It's just down to Rossy, and the right click will deal with him. Goodness, how elusive is Oxy.
For you.
Yeah, Dicey in this position very well may lead to this commitment. Oh, the smoke comes down at perfect time, though, so now Oxy's in a little bit of trouble trying to back away, but he's been revealed, and the Hunter's Fury will assist babybay in finding the kill. The defensive lockdown, though, rather, from the Killjoy will actually force FaZe back a step further. And now with 18 seconds on the clock, FaZe have to break through flawlessly, and it may have to be an offensive lockdown just to give him a chance. From the shadows being popped, that will get him in towards the site. 10 seconds on the clock, and with the kills, there will be a chance to plant.
Indeed they will. Hunter's Fury, though, going to come through, gets the tag on the planter, and finds the frag. But they are still a man behind. So it's still going to be a tough retake here in the 2 versus 3.
Shock darts out. Penny in towards mid. Huge contact here. And yeah, Poised just drags down just a touch with the headshot. ShahZaM now left in the 1v3. Plenty of economy, so no reason not to go for it. Gets information onto 1. I think he thinks hell is open because of that last Hunter's Fury charge that actually missed Dicey. So I'm becoming an issue here for FaZe Clan, as they really haven't cleared any instance of A yet. Penny feeling a little bit of pressure, will fragment one side, flash the other. And ShahZaM almost caught here and will eventually be taken down just with his utility out. Penny now called upon, and he's already down to low HP. babybay on the long flank is good. Can he get the plant off in time? Sure. So now Oxy on the way in. He's swapped weapons with dapr, but boy, this has fallen apart real fast considering that FaZe had no intel of what was on this site. And dapr's the last one left, 1v3, operator in hand. Good prediction on where babybay is, but it does not make a difference. Literally in the side, especially if he continues to push forward, but still FaZe have to clear it all. They're just not winning a single gunfight. Good help from G2. Lockdown now in play. And FaZe are stuck trying to have to break through this. Not going to find much of an entrance or exit for that matter there. And how about G2? Looking to kind of assume some positions here at mid. babybay's watching it. Good crossfire is in play here. Dashing right back over. G2 trying to stick to this play, though. Lots of damage has been dealt. babybay off the reload. Poised here for assistance. And dapr still takes down 2. Getting us to a 3v3. But dapr is a bit stuck. And the spike is also down, kind of compounding the problem. But as the spike is collected at the same breath, dapr also gets across, and now a chance for G2 to own the B site.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those situations where both teams elected for the battle early at middle, and G2 comes out on top in the exchange as far as coming out even, getting a spike down. So an extra ally on the board of this chess now being played.
Paranoia is still ready with a flash here for FaZe on the retake. There's the first. Flash is next, but Dicey gets the opener. dapr's trying to push through, just does not quite guess correctly. Couldn't. We'll see if that strength can come into play here. Lockdown in for G2. Orb also being collected behind this. And babybay will be really the only contestant here, as he's revealed by the Aldrin. He doesn't have a lot of space to work with here, so yeah, he gets detained. Nanoswarm was out, kind of keeping him from being able to stay inside of that top heaven position, so the site is gained. Penny gonna go for the plant. FaZe still here with numbers though. May look to try to go quickly once again. Side door broken by tree. G2 still with a lot of utility that can be spent here, including ShahZaM's almost full kit to save just the Aldrone. As dapr gets tagged, recon bolt out, that keeps the play towards heaven safe, and babybay actually gets wall banged through this. So now it's just down to can supamen actually use his paranoia to break through. It's a double folded post plant setup though, and yeah, G2 reaping a lot of the kills, leaving poised now by himself. 1v2 situation, trying to jump in, he does nicely. Takes care of Oxy quickly and should have an idea that ShahZaM's playing towards this left side of the arch. The shock dart comes over the top, shoulders being thrown. A tag onto ShahZaM, but no time for poised to hold. We're stacked here right at the get-go, so it's going to have to be a B execute, you'd think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Falling back now would be tough without having any intel, especially with this low on the clock.
Oh, and if poised, if he hits this knife and it catches all 5, which it does, oh boy. Now it's just down to can FaZe actually receive this and just openly trade while they're waiting for this flank. babybay gets one. How about Dicey? He sneaks through the smoke and finds 2 of his own. Petty the only one to secure a trade. Trying to follow up with a plant, but no one clears backside archway. And oh goodness, do FaZe ever respond exactly how they needed to? FaZe now with superior numbers and nearly equal firepower. Just have to get through the rest remaining G2 members are on site. Petty, dapr, trying to hold. Wippie trusted to clutch from deep. Aldrone gets essentially flashed out. Teleport across the site, and G2's now start to cut together, and they're holding solid. Just down to Supa for the 1v2. Time becoming a problem, has to clear, and he will not be able to. What a hold from G2. So much crucial information just missed right there. Nanoswarms are out. Defensive lockdowns in. There's not a lot of time here. Honestly speaking, G2 are going to probably try to commit through this, and yeah, they sure will. Lots of damage from the nano. Poised is going to be the one to try to respond to this defense when he sees that there is a threat right in front of his face, and it's a shorty that gets the job done as G2 had the first elimination. Spike being planted. Penny will be able to get this off without much contest. FaZe are a little late on this rotation with still Wippie to clear at B main. You've got one player lurking around the back end, Rossy, that may have to make contact here as FaZe are focused on trying to make sure this position is safe. Delayed gunfight. Recon bolt out, but no, Wippie still wins the shots. So now it's down to how do you clear this position out? Supa gets one cleanly onto dapr. babybay finishes off Wippie, now the 2v2. Oxy stepping forward, he gets denied. Just down to Penny for the 1v2. Is it gonna be a map 1 win or overtime? Time becoming a problem, and babybay jump scares him with the shorty. G2 still waiting on the stack, waiting for this dark cover to expire. Placing utility of their own. They block out poised for now. Oxy hoping for an angle. G2 still searching for anyone they can possibly find in and around the site. But now as they take their attention forward, has anyone been able to really get a read that poised is still playing in this corner? They're still waiting to see, and yeah, they do finally get the kill with the fragment, but oh, Oxy just misses his dash, and Rossy finds the kill plus a follow-up, leaving Penny by himself. 1v2, the transfer almost there, but no, a bit wide. And yeah, this will be just a double stack at tree, same defensive utility, largely speaking for G2 over towards the B site. Nanoswarms are more towards hallway though than they are towards boathouse, and Oxy, and in the timing here, he avoids the paranoia but still cannot make good on it. FaZe will move their way in towards tree. Double cloud burst is in. FaZe will allow babybay in. Aldrone to support him in this, but Wippie holds strong, at least takes down one as the spike makes its way on.
I like that patience from him to at least get the one. He knew that he was in a lot of trouble, but he is able to at least get his team into a 4-on-4 here. As FaZe is trying their damnedest to slow down the heaven portion of this retake with those shock darts.
Which, by the way, is all of the retake at the moment. dapr trying to change things up. Maybe they can play. Flash in. Oxy gets the first cleanly, but Supa still alive. Bottom side hell. Finds the trade, and another right in front of him, but Penny secures the kill, and then poised is denied from A archway, leaving Dicey by himself, and it's G2 who... First point of contact. Wippie pushed back. Doesn't really get a lot of damage either. And here come FaZe on the stack. Paranoia through. Doesn't really connect on anybody though. Plus the fragment will help separate. Wippie's able to hit the first one, no worries. Gravity will also in place. How about this from Wippie? Doesn't quite get the third though. And so with that FaZe, enter on. We have a 3v3. One flash remains for Penny. long play from Dicey is trying to get underway.
Deploying drone.
Or pardon me, that's from dapr as G2 try to get information. They will not quite get a tag. Oh, they actually do get the tag on the supamen, but can't do too much with it. Now dapr on the flank. 1v1 with Dicey. How big could this possibly be? And dapr's patience pays off. Down to Supa and Poised for FaZe. Both of them on site. Both of them at low HP. Poised in the corner. Gets one. Immediately traded out in G2. At one another. Paranoia comes out. No tag onto Supa this time, so he will get a little bit of control here at A, but counter utility will still allow G2 to try to threaten, and now they're actually pushed forward in towards Tree itself. babybay takes down one, but he's kind of the only defender here at the moment. Working back for position is Poised, but that was a bit ill-advised, I'd say. Walks right into a couple of the G2 members, and now numbers for G2 in the 4v3. babybay still up top. Gravity will lock him in place a touch longer as the spike gets planted.
Yeah, man down is G2 on this retake. Or FaZe in this retake, excuse me. G2 have great post-plant positions as well, all across the site as well as at main. It's gonna be a tough egg to crack.
This double stack down low has to be broken up though. How do you do that with an operator? And an Odin for that matter. babybay gives it a try. Not gonna find much. It's just now down to Rossy. Can only do so much as he drops in with the Odin. G2 finally take us through the extent of overtime, and I mean the extent of overtime, to finish off map number 1.
This turret will eventually spot them, and then we can start seeing that press from G2 to rotate and flank.
Ooh, dapr actually steps in towards sight. Oh my, that is a huge headshot into babybay. Takes down one, which this was going to be always a retake situation for G2, moving very quickly over towards the direction of Poised, who also falls a touch short. Lots of damage confirmed, but no kills. And now all of a sudden FaZe are only left to try to play towards the defensive side of the map, and they can't find a single kill anywhere. Finally, Dicey provides, but he's been tagged beyond recognition.
Make this game start out scrappy rather than ending that way like the last map did.
Yeah, dapr's gonna get the information. It takes a lot of life off of him, but he also sent some back towards Dicey. So the Bulldog threat is now known. Aldro and fault line combination. babybay just trying to deny the angle, and he's gonna have a little bit of help here. He's got Rossy with him. And he's gonna have to spend utility just to clear out this A link side of the map, which is where G2 are largely trying to hit this retake from. Paranoia across the site. G2 looking to go quickly, but again, this FaZe post plant is all up front and personal. babybay getting the opener, and then a little bit of taps needed to finish off dapr. G2 having a real tough time breaking through, but Oxy tries to provide at least some sort of entry. There is a lot of near kills that just came through over at A lobby. But FaZe's focus is actually here at C. It's really just dapr's utility in the way, and Supa actually just takes a hefty chunk of damage, and dapr now tries to recontest, takes down babybay. So numbers all of a sudden turn to G2. Lockdown's gonna be in play, and ShahZaM even connects with a shock dart. Rossy, feeling the pressure, already calls out the Rolling Thunder, as we have a little bit of a Venn diagram of lockdowns at the moment, just on top of the C site. But G2's gonna get a lot of clearance. They use this to get back in. It's just FaZe playing a post point at range, and Oxy can try to contest this with the operator. Takes down the first. FaZe need to try to step into this. Rossy has to step forward, but as he does, he's taken down, and G2's retake is flawless.
He can catch something here.
Fault line doesn't quite connect. Penny waiting for the call, has the Rolling Thunder, but the lockdown will dissuade him from actually using it here. So once again, G2 will be stressed. Try to make a retake happen. Unless ShahZaM can find some sort of an opening from topside heaven, but no, not gonna have a chance to. FaZe very patient. Now get the chance to set up their post plan. It all comes down to how much value can you get out of this Rolling Thunder. Aftershock actually goes right to Superman's direction. He takes a little bit of damage on this. It's Rossy who sends out the ultimate first, and now Penny responds. Hit behind this. Aftershock, Nano Swarm, but Oxy gets two. They're lined up inside of hell. And how about a third? Oxy may have just saved G2's chance on this retake. Dicey in the corner, still something to say about it, but it can only do so much. And G2 get the 4. Rossy's a key loss here for FaZe. Seekers are out. You still got babybay forward here. From the shadows going to be queued into the A site. And it's stuck. ShahZaM, any more magic out of these shock darts? The first one hits a huge chunk of Supa. Follow-up, not so much, and FaZe will still plant. Dicey lurking. He's actually going to maybe threaten the lockdown here. Oxy shuts down the potential threat, and now it's down to Knives. Defense looking to go quickly. Post plant for FaZe. Largely going to be on the deep side of this. Aftershock is very well placed. Oxy a little sloppy on the shots, but doesn't make much of a difference. Utility was well placed, and now you've got a detained Supa trying to come back through sewer. Has to go quickly. Double shell on the way for G2. Hold on a second, but no. He's popped the window. Would they ever expect that? And yeah, I think now all of a sudden the alarm bells will ring. dapr will turn to try to face any potential threat, with the sentry turret being the first point of contact, the noble sacrifice, if you will. And ShahZaM's actually going to step even a little bit into this play. So the impetus of G2 trying to make safe the flank has kind of kept their defense around the spike a bit limited. And FaZe is starting to get a bit of a read on this. Just comes down to, can they actually capitalize and find the kills, because G2 are in some tricky spots. Another paranoia play with Oxy works out nicely. Dicey up top gets one, but nothing more, leaving Rossy on 7 HP in a dream, and G2 will take the second half pistol. Flash in, smokes to cover. Poised once again, hit by that same fault line, but the spam doesn't actually quite land. Now the counter flash is in, but Oxy still comes away with one. Poised in trouble, gets spammed through the boxes. Rossy also committed into the site, trying to keep some sort of defense alive here at C. But ultimately it's G2 who sort of win the site out. I say that with some hesitancy because there's a little bit of finesse play going on here, and G2 don't actually get the spike on site at any point, which leads to FaZe putting together the response kills, and now wippie all of a sudden with the spike is in a 1v2.
Indeed he is, and this is a tough one. He's got spike, he's got a lot of time. He puts the smoke down, he goes for the plant, but the two FaZe members are playing together through back halls, and he's going to be still exposed to it.
Oh, but doesn't make much of a difference. Paranoia just to get Superman back into safety. Dark cover to follow up, and now all of a sudden the defense is completely split 2-2 on either side. And the Paranoia in allows Oxy to move in towards the site and beyond that. So spike planted, FaZe looking to regroup and try to hit this for a retake. They've got a flash, an aftershock, and a lot of babybay utility to try to make things work. But it's into the knives of Oxy and the rest of G2, who are largely still playing on site. Smoke expires, and Dicey actually gets the first really cleanly, but Oxy just jumping over the boxes. He's got 3. How about 4? And then full ace.
He has his ult to get over there and reinforce the C attack, as Oxy is just kind of sit in as a trebuchet to kind of just wreak havoc on the site by himself.
Yeah.
This is so beautiful.
ShahZaM gonna re-wrap back out towards sewer. Interesting here. I'm gonna grab the spike, and they're actually gonna commit to this. The thing about it is, FaZe are here for this. Plus, they have the Rolling Thunder to contest, which is exactly what they do. babybay, the first one in. He takes care of the spike carrier. No plant behind that. Oxy now has to collect the spike and plant and deal with FaZe on the site, and he may just do all of it comfortably. Are you kidding me? This guy is unreal. Dicey now for a 1v3 in the most unlikely of executes from G2 for one reason or another. Now Dicey has to work through a bunch of killjoy utility, deal with multiple G2 members that are all stacked for crossfire positions to his left, and G2 nearly don't. Right down to the side here is G2 really just kind of cruise in towards C. The defensive lockdown trying to start a potential retake. Hunter's Fury's also out for ShahZaM, as he will delete the defending lockdown, giving a pretty steep advantage here towards the post plan for G2, which is heavy stacked that long, and I think they were realizing, wait a second, we may have too many members back here. So let's let Oxy go forward. We'll keep wippie close by at Cubby. And here comes the FaZe retake. Trailblazer through garage. Oxy just trying to hope he finds a piece of timing. Flash comes through, catches one freely, backs up in towards the safety of cover and the rest of his team, but the Paranoia is now in. A reveal behind this. FaZe still not able to get on to even try for a defuse, and now it's just a shooting gallery. Oh, and so much reveal off of ShahZaM's utility. That will be what seals it. G2 win 13-8 in map 2 and 2-0 the series, eliminating FaZe Clan.